Great morning, great morning, great morning. You guys come on in. Come on in, come on in. Where y'all at? Y'all come on in. Let me turn this on, do not disturb. Hey Mike, how you doing? Good to see you, good to see you. Great morning, April. Good to see you. I know y'all, I'm running late. I had to start with me. Today's word is for me, okay? Good morning, Annette. Good to see you, beautiful. Y'all, so I'm excited for today's word because last night I did the No More Sabotage class. I know, right? I know, April. Last night I did the No More Sabotage class, and y'all know I've been doing a lot of traveling, a lot of running, trying to see family. Still not done, right? And today's my son's birthday. Happy birthday, Daquan. He turned 32 today. Oh my goodness. I got a 32-year-old. I got a 32-year-old and I'm looking 32. Good morning, Jackie. How are you, gorgeous? So, and y'all, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I was woke, and I checked the clock and it was like 6:43, but I just was like, I need to breathe. And so I honored me, you know. Thank you, April. Good morning, Kim. I honored me because one of the things that I'm determined to do in this journey is to honor my journey, honor my feelings, honor, and not just my physical feelings, like, you know, am I tired, you know, but honor my emotional feelings. And to be honest with you, things have been a little emotional for me for the past couple of days and, past few days. And so I just needed a moment to honor that. But I think I got one of the greatest compliments that I could get. And a few people have told me this. They say, you just got a different kind of calm about you. It's like you're at peace. And I am at peace. I'm at peace with me. And I'm at peace with not being who people think I should be, or not acting the way people think I should act, or not doing things the way that people think I should do them. Like, I'm at peace with that. And it's taken a while for me to get at peace with that. And I wanted to make sure that I let you all know that you got to give yourself grace. When I look at my life over the past year, and this month is a year since my daddy died, the end of the month, September 30th. And I look at all that's happened, all that's transpired in my life. And, you know, I powered through it. I don't necessarily look like what I've been through, look like what's been going on, but I definitely feel it. And I think that sometimes in our attempts to just keep going, we deny ourselves the opportunity to feel, because we don't know if we're going to be able to come back from feeling, right? We feel like if we allow ourselves to really feel, then, you know, what if the emotions take over? What if we can't come back from what we feel? Let me see if I can make this a little lower. Okay. What if we can't come back? And, you know, I just made the conscious decision that I was going to allow myself to feel everything I feel, like honoring the fact that I have a right to feel. Why? Because for so long, I would not allow myself to feel a lot of stuff. Like, who has time for feelings, right? That's one of those saboteurs. You know, I don't have time to feel. I've got to get it. I've got to get this done. I got to make this happen. No, everything I do from here on out, I'm going to allow myself to feel what I need to feel in that moment, understand why I feel it, and to move on from that feeling and that emotion. But I'm going to honor my feelings. See, feelings come to remind us that we're alive, to remind us that we feel. And so when we deny our feelings and we deny an opportunity to just look at it. What is this rooted in? Where is this coming from? What is this? Right? Then we miss out on the gift of being able to grow, the gift of a lesson, the gift of a blessing that God desires to get us, because we won't look at, well, that requires grace. It requires grace. And it requires, and I'm talking about you giving you grace, because we can give other people grace and not give ourselves grace. Now we would give other people grace, but we would, worry ourselves to death or beat ourselves up or go through all of this. I refuse. I'm not doing that. Not in this season. This season of my life is different. It hits different. I'm living different. I'm being different. I'm still me, but without all of the saboteurs that have held me hostage. Nah. Mm-mm. This is my journey. It's mine. And I'm going to allow myself to be true to my journey. So when you learn to give yourself grace, learn to allow yourself to feel, learn to allow yourself not to get it all right, learn to allow yourself to mess up, to make mistakes, to quote unquote fail at some things, but then you learn lessons from it. When you give yourself that space and that grace, what you do is you set a precedent. You set a precedent for others, right? That it's okay if you're not perfect. It's okay. Last night in the class, my daughter was in the class, and my daughter was in the class, my son's girlfriend was in the class, and my son was listening. He wasn't in the class, but he was listening, okay? And it's a different dynamic, right? So as I'm talking about my saboteurs and talking about how they showed up in my life and talking about how it's affected my children, like when we got off, my daughter was like, wow, I didn't know all that about you. Like, I see you different, right? Because mama seemed to always have it together. Mama's like controlling it. Mama's like the stickler. Mama's like all of this. Mama's like the achiever. And I put all that pressure on them. And she said, I understand some stuff now. Well, I get it. See, because we don't have these conversations with our parents, we don't know what our parents went through for real. Most people don't. Most people know their parents as their parents, but don't know them as the person that they were before they became a parent. They don't know them as the person that they were as a child and how they grew up. They don't know what teenage years were like for them, what their early years. Most people don't know. So I encourage you all to have those conversations, because what you will be able to do is give your parents some grace in ways that maybe you haven't in the past. And when you begin to see yourself and see how your saboteurs have affected your children, or how your saboteurs affect other people, then like that tends to promote grace. Okay. As I looked at my kids that have taken the assessment and I looked at their scores, I was like, whoa. I did that. Because I was such a stickler, such a high achiever, such a controller. Those things were so strong in me. And such an avoider, even. Like, all of these things affected them. But guess what? I can't beat myself up about that. What I have to do is give myself grace. I literally did the best I could with what I had. And give them grace, because they're doing the best they can with what they have. Everybody's journey is different, and everybody has to take their journey. Your journey might not look like mine. It may not seem like mine. You may not think my journey is quote unquote right, but it's my journey. And I may not agree with how you take your journey, but it's your journey. You got to be able to take that journey on your own. You got to answer to God on your own for your journey. Your journey is just that, your journey. And it's like every time I do the class, I'm reminded of how important this is. Because once people take the assessment, they feel like, oh my God, I'm so messed up. No, you're not so messed up. That's not it. These are just the things that are preventing you from going all the way to your best you. These are the things that are interfering with your acceleration. These are the things that are interfering with you really having the love that you desire because you sabotage it. Like, these are the things that keep you from tapping in and being that top 20% of people who achieve success at a level that supersedes those of others because they understand and they've overcome their saboteurs, or they're actively destroying their saboteurs. At the end of the day, listen, you guys, listen, you've got to give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. So I wanted to see my grandson yesterday. I wanted to see my grandson. I wanted to go to the school and eat lunch with them. And they said, we don't let people come. They don't allow visitors during lunch. I forget, he's in middle school now. He's not in elementary. He's in middle school. Oh my God. So, and then last night I had my class, and so I didn't get to see him. So I'm gonna pull up on him at the school. But I had to give myself grace. Like, sometimes I think I can do more than I can. Sometimes I think that I can go longer than I can. And I realize that it is God's grace, his brand new mercies every single day that reminds us of the importance of grace. Why does God give us brand new mercies every day? Why? Because he knows we need them, right? Even if we didn't use all of them the day before, we need them for the new day, and they're brand new. We get a brand new set of mercies, brand new mercies. And it's not just one mercy, it's multiple mercies. So do you think that that might be an indication that God wants us to show ourselves grace, to show other people grace? Give yourself some grace. Stop being so hard on you. Stop beating yourself up. Embrace your life and embrace your journey and allow it to be what God needs it to be, because God is in control. Listen, life is too short and it's too precious not to embrace every bit of it. Stop beating yourself up and embrace the journey, because it's a journey that God has given you, an opportunity that God has given you to maximize your life, to see the beauty in every part of life. At 56, right? At 56, I'm different than I was at 26. I'm different than I was at 36, 46, 16, and 6. But all of those parts of me, all of those various stages were necessary for me to become who I am at 56. And guess what? I love her. I love her with her flaws. I love her with her imperfections. I love her when she gets it right, and I love her when she gets it wrong. I love her. And because I love her, I extend her grace. God's grace is sufficient. And if God's grace is sufficient, you should be able to give yourself some. So today, actively focus on giving yourself grace, showing yourself grace, allowing the mercy that God shows you for you to show you, and watch the peace that God gives you, a peace that surpasses all understanding. God is waiting on you. God isn't being hard on you. Why are you? Give yourself some grace. You deserve it. Gone through enough, experienced enough, witnessed enough, suffered enough to deserve a little grace in your life. So why not let it start with you? You show you grace and watch how God moves in your life. Grace applied. You all, I pray that this word blessed you. I want to remind you that on Friday night, there's another No More Sabotage class. There's another class. If you've missed it and you haven't done it yet, you're going to want to do it. I think last night was really key for me, because last night allowed me to wake up this morning showing myself grace, and I needed it. Like, I just needed that grace. So to register for the class, you go to https://bit.ly/no more sabotage. go register for the class, right? I pray that the word blessed you. I pray that you got something out of it. I pray that God gave you what you needed today, even though it came later than you anticipated. I pray that you give me grace, but even if you don't give me grace, I gave myself grace, okay? Listen, if you want to sow a seed, if you feel compelled to sow a seed, if God is speaking to you about sowing a seed into the woman of God, go to Cash App, $DRV Walters, Cash App, $DRV Walters, or PayPal.me/DRV Walters. This is my prayer for you guys. I'm going to be on the road today. So my prayer for you is that as you're taking this journey throughout the day, that God would strengthen you, that he would give you peace, that he would be your comforter, that no matter what you're going through, you'll know that God is for you and not against you, that you would allow God to go ahead of you and your angels to go ahead of you and be encamped about you to prepare the way, that your names will be spoken in rooms where you're not inhabiting it. Listen, I'm praying that God move in supernatural ways that just absolutely blow your mind and the minds of those who are watching you experience what you experience. And I pray that you would love yourself enough that you would give yourself some grace. You all have an absolutely amazing and incredible day. I love you guys. To life and life more abundant. Be blessed. Mwah.